اجعلنا مستحقين ان نقول بالشكر يا ابانا الذي في السماوات يتقدس اسمك ياتي ملكوتك لتكن مشيئتك كما في السماء كذلك على الارض. لنا الذي اعطينا اليوم واغفر لنا ذنوبنا كما نغفر نحن ايضا لا تدخلنا الينا ولا تدخلنا في تجربه لكن نجينا من الشرير بالمسيح يسوع ربنا لان لك الملك والقوه والمجد الى الابد امين. فلنشكر صانع الخيرات الرحوم الله أبو ربنا وإلهنا ومخلصنا يسوع المسيح لأنه سترنا وعنا وحفظنا وقبلنا إليه وأشفق علينا وعبدنا وأتى بنا إلى هذه الساعة. هو أيضا فلنسأله أن يحفظنا في يوم المقدس وكل أيام حياتنا بكل سلام الضابط الكل الرب إلهنا. أيها السيد الرب الإله ضابط الكل أبو ربنا وإلهنا ومخلصنا يسوع المسيح نشكرك على كل حال ومن أجل كل حال وفي كل حال لأنك سترتنا وعنتنا وحفظتنا وقبلتنا إليك شفقت علينا وعضدتنا وأتيت بنا إلى هذه الساعة. من أجل هذا نسأل ونطلب من صلاحك يا محب البشر إن احنا أن نكمل هذا اليوم المقدس وكل أيام حياتنا بكل سلام مع خوفك كل حسس كل تجربة كل فعل الشيطان ومؤامرة الناس الأشرار قيام الأعداء الخفيين والظاهرين انزعها عنا وعن سائر شعبك وعن موضعك المقدس هذا. أما الصالحات والنافعات فارزقنا إياها لأنك أنت الذي أعطيتنا السلطان أن ندوس على الحياة والعقارب وعلى كل قوات العدو ولا تدخلنا في تجربة لكن نجينا من الشرير بالنعمة والرأفات ومحبة البشر وحيد ربنا وإلهنا ومخلصنا يسوع المسيح هذا الذي من قبله المجد والإكرام والعز والسجود معه مع الروح القدس المحيي المساوي لك الآن كل أوان إلى أبد الدهور آمين. ارحمني يا الله كعظيم رحمتك ومثل كثرة رأفتك امحو اسمي اغسلني كثيرا من اسمي ومن خطيئتي طهرني لأني أنا عارف باسمي وخطيئتي أمامي في كل حين. لك وحدك أخطأت والشر قدامك صنعت لكي تتبرر في أقوالك وتغلب إذا حكمت لأني ها أنا ذا بالإثم حبل بي وبالخطايا ولدتني أمي لأنك هكذا قد أحببت الحق إذ أوضحت لي غوامض حكمتك ومسراتها. تنضح علي بزوفاك وأطهر تغسلني فأبيض أكثر من الثلج تسمعني سرورا وفرحا فتبتهج عظامي متواضعة. اصرف وجهك عن خطاياي وامحو كل آثامي قلبا نقيا اخلق فيا يا الله وروحا مستقيما جدده في أحشائي. لا تطرحني من قدام وجهك وروحك القدوس لا تنزعه مني. امنحني بهجة خلاصك وبروح رئاسي عضدني فعلم الأثم تركك والمنافقون إليك يرجعون. نجني من الدماء يا الله إلى خلاصي فيبتهج لساني بعدلك. يا رب افتح شفتي فيخبر فمي بتسبيحك لأنك لو أثرت الذبيحة لكنت الآن أعطي ولكنك لا تسر بالمحرقات فالذبيحة لله روح منسحق. القلب المنكسر والمتواضع لا يرذله الله. انعم يا رب مسرتك على صهيون ولتبنى أسوار أورشليم حينئذ تسر بذبائح العدل قربان ومحرقات حينئذ يقربون على مذابحك العجول الليلويا. صلاة تصبيحة النوم نهار بار قدمها المسيح ملك إلهي وأرجو أن يغفر لي خطاياي من مزامير 30 معلمنا داود النبي والملك بركاته على جميعنا آمين. وذا ما أحسن وما أحلى أن يسكن الإخوة معا كالطيب الكائن على الرأس الذي ينزل على اللحية لحية هارون النازلة على جيب قميصه ومثل ندى حرمون المنحدر على جبل صهيون لأن هناك أمر الرب بالبركة والحياة إلى الأبد الليلويا. سبحي الرب يا أورشليم سبحي إلهك يا صهيون لأنها قد خوي مغاليق أبوابك وبارك بنيك فيك الذي جعل تخومك في سلام ويملك من شحم الحنطة الذي يرسل كلمته إلى الأرض فيسرع قوله عاجلا جدا. المعطي الثلج كالصوف المزري الضباب كالرماد ويلقي الجليد مثل الفتات قدام وجه برد من يقوم يرسل كلمته فتذيب تهب ريحه فتسيل المياه. المخبر كلمته ليعقوب وفرائده أحكام لإسرائيل لم يصنع هكذا بكل الأمم أحكام لم يوضحها لهم الليلويا. قدوس قدوس قدوس. فصل من بشارة إنجيل لمعلمنا ماري لوقا البشير بركاته على جميعنا آمين.
وإذا إنسان كان أتخذ صورة العشار قارعا صدري قائلا اللهم اغفر لي فإني خاطي.
أيتها العذراء الطاهرة اذكري ذلك السريع المعونة على عبدك، وابعدي أمواج الأفكار الرديئة عني، وانهضي نفسي المريضة للصلاة والسهر لأنها استغرقت في سبات عميق، فإنك أمي قادرة رحيمة معينة والدة ينبوع الحياة، ملكي وإلهي يسوع المسيح رجاء.
مبارك أنت يا رب إله أباء متزين البركة واسمك القدوس مملوء مجدا إلى الأبد آمين. فلتكن رحمتك علينا يا رب وسلامتك علينا لأن أعين كل الترقيات أنك أنت الذي تعطيهم طعامهم فيه. اسمعنا يا الله مخلصنا يا رب أبطال الأرض كلها. أنت يا رب تحفظنا وتنجينا من هذا الجيل وإلى الأبد آمين. مبارك أنت يا رب علمنا عدلك. مبارك أنت يا رب فهمنا حقوقك. مبارك أنت يا رب أنا ليبرك. يا رب رحمتك دائمة إلى الأبد. أعمال يديك يا رب لا ترفضها لأنك سرت لي ما تأمن جيل إلى جيل. أنا طلبت الرب وكنت أتحمل وخلص نفسي كأني أخطأت إليك. يا رب اتجهت إليك فخلصني وعلمني أن أصنع مشيئتك لأنك أنت هو إلهي وعندك ينبوع الحياة وبنورك يا رب معاين النور. فلتأتي رحمتك للذين يعرفونك وبرك المستقيم القلوب. لك نجد البركة لك حمد التسبيح لك ينبغي التمجيد أيها الآب والابن والروح القدس الكائن منذ البدء والآن إلى الأبد آمين. جيد هو الاعتراف للرب والترتيب لاسمك أيها العلي أن يخبر برحمة بين نوايا وحقك في كل ليل.
قدوس الله قدوس القائم قدوس الحي الذي لا يموت الذي ولدنا مع صلاة الحمد. قدوس الله قدوس القوي قدوس الحي الذي لا يموت الذي ولد عنا الحمد. قدوس الله قدوس القوي قدوس الحي الذي لا يموت الذي قام من الأموات وصعد إلى السماوات الحمد. المجد الآب والابن والروح القدس الآن وكل أوان إلى دهر دور آمين. أيها الثالوث القدوس الحمد أيها الثالوث القدوس الحمد أيها الثالوث القدوس الحمد. يا رب اغفر لنا خطايانا يا رب اغفر لنا أثامنا يا رب اغفر لنا زلاتنا يا رب افتقد مرضى شعبك اشفهم من أجل اسمك القدوس. أبانا وأخواتنا الذين رقدوا يا رب ناح نفوسهم. يا من هو بلا خطية يا رب ارحمنا. يا الذي بلا خطية يا رب أعنا ونطلب التوبة إليك لأن لك المجد والعز وتقديس المثلث. يا رب ارحم يا رب ارحم يا رب بارك آمين. أخطأنا به إليك في هذا اليوم إن كان بالفعل أو بالقول أو بالفكر أو بجميع الحواس. فاصفح واغفر لنا من أجل اسمك القدوس كصالح ومحب البشر. وأنعم علينا بليلة سالمة وبهذا النوم طاهرا من كل قلق. وارسل لنا ملاك السلامة ليحرسنا من كل شر ومن كل ضربة ومن كل تجربة العدو بالنعمة والرأفات ومحبة البشر اللواتي لابنك الوحيد ربنا وإلهنا ومخلصنا يسوع المسيح. هذا الذي من قبله يليق به مع المجد والإكرام والعزة مع الروح القدس المحي المساوي لك الآن وكل أوان وإلى دهر الدهور آمين.
ارحم يا من في كل وقت وكل ساعة في السماء وعلى الأرض مسجود له المجد المسيح إلهنا الصالح الطويل الروح الكثير الرحمة الجزيل التحنن الذي يحب الصديقين ويرحم الخطاة الذين أولهم أنا الذي لا يشاء موت الخاطي مثلما يرجع ويحيى الداعي الكل إلى الخلاص لأجل الموت بالخيرات المنتظرة. يا رب اقبل منا في هذه الساعة وكل ساعة البطنة. سهل حياتنا شدنا إلى العمل بصيرا. قدس أرواحنا طهر أجسامنا قوم أفكارنا نقي نيتنا اشفي أمراضنا اغفر خطايانا نجينا من كل حزن رديء ووجع قلب. حوطنا يا رب ليك قديسين لكي نكون بمعسكر ومحفوظين ومرشدين نصل إلى اتحاد الإيمان معرفة غير المحسوس وغير محدود في إنك إله مبارك من الآن والأبد.
نقول مع بعض ترنيمة تقوي نفسي. لا
أول ما تقوليها بنفتكر
على طول.
تمام.
تقوي يا نفسي واستعدي للأبدية وقومي استنيري واتركي الخطية. حياتك ملك ربك يسوع فادي البشرية، ها هو ينتظرك بمحبته القوية. لا تنظري يا نفسي لكونك سوداء، فالرب قد دعاك الجميلة في النساء. اسهري في صلاتك وانظري إلى السماء، تقوي في جهادك وتمسكي بالرجاء. في الليل على فراشي طلبت حبيب نفسي، طلبت فما وجدت، خطاياي ملأت كاسي. لكن ينتظر رجوعي آتي إليه من بعيد. لن أتركك يا ربي، أعدني إلهي من جديد. أنا نائمة ولكن مستيقظ هو قلبي، أنتظر صوت حبيبي. أسرع وأعني ربي، ادخل وامتلك حياتي، ضع مني كل كربي. أعطني أن أحيا فيك ومعك كل عمري. تعالى حبيب نفسي، إن القلب في اشتياق. اجذبني وراك فأجري، وادخلني إلى الأعماق. في وسط خرافك أعطيني هناك مكان، واقبلني في ملكوتك عندما يأتي الزمان. تقوي يا نفسي واستعدي للأبدية، وقومي استنيري واتركي الخطية. حد عارفها؟ لا؟ ده تراث جدا. يا ما انا مش انا القديمه حضرتك، مش اقدم من كده. صممت اذناي لم اسمع صوتك لي يناديني. صممت اذناي لم اسمع صوتك لي يناديني. لكن بعيدا أطلقتها لسماع الشر يغويني. لكن بعيدا أطلقتها لسماع الشر يغويني. بين يديك يا ربي حياتي، أنت تراها بعين الحنان بين يديك يا ربي حياتي. تراها بعين الحنان لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان. لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان. أغمضت عيناي لم أرى يدك مفتوحة تدعيني. أغمضت عيناي لم أرى يدك مفتوحة تدعيني. لكن بعيدا أطلقتها لنظر الشر يغويني. لكن بعيدا أطلقتها لنظر الشر يغويني. بين يديك يا ربي حياتي تراها بعين الحنان بين يديك يا ربي حياتي. أنت تراها بعين الحنان لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان. لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان. أمسكت شفتاي لم أنطق أدعوك حتى تأتيني. أمسكت شفتاي لم أنطق أدعوك حتى تأتيني. لكن بعيدا أطلقتها لقول الشر يغويني. بعيدا أطلقتها لقول الشر يغويني. بين يديك يا ربي حياتي أنت تراها بعين الحنان بين يديك أنت تراها بعين الحنان لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان. لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان. أبعدت يداي لم أمسك يمينك حتى تهديني. أبعدت يداي لم أمسك يمينك حتى تهديني. لكن بعيدا أطلقتها لفعل الشر يغويني. لكن بعيدا أطلقتها لفعل الشر يغويني. بين يديك يا ربي حياتي أنت ترى بالحنان لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان لا تنظر لي كخطاياي بل بالرحمة طول الزمان. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Good evening. أنا جيت هنا عشان بس أتكلم على the special needs child and what they need and to give you a simple explanation. I work with special needs children. There's a variety of disabilities. It ranges from emotional, physical, learning, behavior, and it goes from mild to severe. I work with all these disabilities, and they're all different. And there's different way of doing things with them, and there's different way of learning. The best thing you can do for your child, if you do have a special needs child, is get them diagnosed. And then you go to the school, get a learning plan, because most of our special needs children need specific learning plans, and their learning is slow. So we take very small steps, one step at a time. And depending on the disability and depending on the severity, the learning can be very, very slow, and we never lose hope for that child. We always do one step at a time, and they develop something called an IEP. An IEP is an individualized learning plan for each child, and that is developed through the school district. I work for LAUSD. There's other districts, there's Simi Valley, there's other regions. Now you can get diagnosed by two things. You can go to the regional schools, go to the main office in that school in that district, and have them, diagnose your child, and they're gonna sit and talk with you, and they're gonna ask you certain questions about your child, and they're gonna try to diagnose that child. If that is not the case and you get diagnosed from a doctor, then you take those papers and you go to that school and have them get the services that they need. The services range from speech, language, learning delays. You can get a one-on-one. You can get specific amount of time each day for that child, that they have a person that comes to the classroom, or you can go to their class and they can work with them. And it's a specific time slots. By law, any special needs child has to be mainstream. What does mainstreaming mean? Mainstreaming means they have to be with regular kids. They have to be treated as a normal child. Remember, this is a child. First comes the child, then the disability comes next. Never, ever treat that child differently than any other child, because they don't want to feel different. You shouldn't treat them different, because at that point, if you're treating them different, you're already giving them a disservice by not giving them the confidence that they need. They're already starting life the hard way. So you need to give them praises. You need to give them, say, you can do this. If you didn't do it this time, you're going to do it next time. Never, never, ever put a child down because of their disability. Because if you do, you're setting them up for failure. Okay? So what you need to do is figure out what the disability is, work with the teachers, work with whoever you need to work with at that school. Give them the services that they need. And at that time, remember, you're that child's advocate. Means you're the one that has to fight for that child. Okay? So if they're telling you that you can't do that, figure out what your rights are and fight for that child. If that child needs more services, then go to the district. Ask for that services. Fight for it. If you have to get a lawyer, get a lawyer. If you have to get an advocate, get an advocate. That's how you get the services that you need through the school district. The school district doesn't want to pay, okay? They want to pay as little as possible. So what you need to do is fight for those rights. Know your rights and fight for them, okay? There's different types of learning that works with each child. Each child is an individual. You have to figure out what works best for that child on a daily basis. If it works today, it may not work tomorrow, okay? But you have to be patient. Take little steps. Be consistent. Be persistent, okay? Don't give up. Children learn through routine, through consistency, okay? Don't put pressure on that child, but don't give up on that child. In other words, if you can't do it today, that's okay. We'll work on it again tomorrow, okay? We're gonna take little steps until we get this done. Some children learn visually more than they learn by reading, okay? You can show pictures, you can show videos. I'll give you an example. There's some times where I need to learn how to repair something. I'm sure a lot of you done it. Have you gone on YouTube and you watch the video and you learn how to do it that way? It's a lot easier for some children to learn visually than for them to read a book or to, make their instructions very simple, okay? So that way they can understand it. Okay, this is what we mean by working with a child. Now, there are children that have a severe disability, okay? But you're gonna treat them the same way as any other child. Because remember, when they go out there, they're playing with other children. They don't want to be treated any different by other children. So if you're going to treat them differently, they're going to go outside and get treated differently by other students because they're seeing this. So always keep that in the back of your mind, okay? The best way to teach a child with disability is consistency, okay? In other words, if you have two children at home, one of them with a disability and the other one doesn't, okay? And you ask the one that doesn't, go wash the dishes, okay? Go wash your dish when you finish dinner. Don't tell the one with the disability not to do that. Because if you're doing that, you're doing them a disservice. You're not teaching them independence. And you're treating them different than the other child, okay? So what you need to do is treat them both the same. Yes, he may have more difficulty doing it, but he will eventually do it. Especially if he sees that parent is not treating him any different than the other child. Okay? This is something that has to be carried on at home as well as school. Okay? Even if you feel that he's not doing it the right way, always encourage. Encourage. This is the best I can do, I can tell you. Think of it this way. The rule is for any special needs child, 5 praises to 1 criticism. Always keep that in the back of your head. Do not criticize. Because children already know that if you criticize, they're going to do it more, especially for an ADHD child. An ADHD child already knows that they're going to do things that irritate you. And they do that because they want to do it, not because they have to, they want to do it because they know that all they're going to get is criticism. So what you need to do is give them praises, okay? Even the little small steps. Just make it into a big thing, okay? Like, oh, you did this. This is so great. This is wonderful. You know what? Maybe you can go out to eat today, okay? Things like that. Even at school, the teacher's going to praise them. The general rule in general for any child with disability, 5 praises to 1 criticism. Always keep that in the back of your head, okay? Now, once you have a child that's been diagnosed with any type of disability, the best thing you can do for that child is to get an IEP, because then you have them on the right track as far as education is concerned. Education is very important because what they do, not only did they teach them how to study or how to learn or how to find the easiest way for them to learn, but also the school is behind you. They'll support you. They'll give you whatever you need, okay? They'll give you, and if they don't give it to you, then you fight for it, okay? You fight for that child until you get what needs to be done, okay? So some of the successful strategies for supporting a special needs child. Let me give you a few examples. Each child is unique, and they all learn differently. So don't assume for what that child learned, the other one's going to learn. Don't do that because everyone is an individual, okay? Learning disabilities especially. You have a child that maybe has a mild disability and has a mild learning disability. There's another child that has maybe severe learning disability. You're not going to treat them the same. You're going to develop an individualized education process for that child that he can learn versus the other one that's severe. Severe may need more breaks. He may needs more time to learn that versus the one that has this mild that's going to need maybe a little time, okay? We were talking today about somebody that's having a hard time in math, okay, with some of the students that you work with. Math is very difficult, and some children are very delayed, especially those that are born as preemies, okay? They sometimes have a learning disability, or they have delays. In other words, they haven't developed in terms of maturity yet. So what you need to do is develop a plan for that child that they can learn on a slower pace. And with our special needs children, repetition, repetition, repetition. That's the most important thing. That's why we recommend for a special needs child to go to summer school. Because once a special needs child goes home and they don't go to summer school, everything gets forgotten. Sorry. Everything gets forgotten. If you don't keep repeating it, they will forget it. So we have to keep repeating and they move to a different grade level, and they still go, and they build on that. But summer school is very important for a special needs child. Okay? Yes?
I have a question. How to identify that this kid is especially, like, let's say ADD or ADHD, what's the sign?
You have, well, it's not a sign. If you feel that your child is more, okay, let's not get this mixed up. A child that's shy is not the same as a child that has ADHD. A child that has ADHD can't sit still for 1 second. Okay? That's a severe ADHD. A child that has a mild or middle disability of ADHD, they can sit, but they're not going to sit for long. Okay? Even if you try to keep them occupied. The children with ADHD need frequent breaks. They're not going to sit there for long. You can build on those breaks. In other words, you can sit him there for 1 minute and just work with them. And they're gonna tell you, I need a break. You give him that break. You have 5 minutes, and then you can come back and work with me. Okay? They don't do that, then don't ignore them, but what I'm saying is you have to be persistent. You have 5 minutes, then you come back and work with me. This is what I do in my classroom. Okay, you have to get diagnosed. If you feel that there's something wrong with your child, you can feel that if that child is really overly active, go get him diagnosed from a doctor. If you can't go to a doctor, go to regional. Go to your school region and ask for help. They'll sit with you. They'll ask questions. They'll look at they'll ask the question of the child. They'll know. They can either diagnose them and they're going to say, there's nothing wrong with your child. He's just active because he likes to play or whatever, okay?
It's all about being active, like is school or grades or anything can...
Of course. If you have ADHD...
They have like good grades and stuff. Is this person or child language ADHD?
No. If you have ADHD, you're still smart. You still learn, okay? That's the thing. I've seen a child. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. I've seen a child. Okay, first of all, ADHD children cannot take medication before the age of 6. That's out of the question. Okay, their bodies just will not develop. I mean, it's just not. They're not equipped to take medication before the age 6. Some doctors don't even want them at age 6. They want them a little bit older. Okay. But a child that has ADHD doesn't mean that he's not smart. Doesn't mean that he can't learn. They learn, and some of them are very smart, okay? They're super smart, but it's just getting them to sit down and do it. It's getting them to be calm enough where they can, this is an ADHD child, okay? That doesn't mean they're dumb, it doesn't mean that they can't learn. They can learn. You just have to be patient. Patience is the key thing. Persistence, patience, and you're going to see success, okay? You can't say, well, this kid hasn't studied all day. He's going to stay home with me and study the whole day when the other kids are outside playing. That's not fair. This is a child. He's a child first. Always remember that, okay? You can't treat him differently than other children. What you can do is work with his disability, okay? Work in a way that overdo it. Okay? Don't set that child up for failure. Make your goals possible. Don't make it so high that they're going to be set up for failure. Okay? Let's be realistic. Okay? If a child that has severe disability, you're not going to treat him the same, you're not going to give him the same work as a child that doesn't have a disability. Let's be realistic. Okay? If a child has a learning delay, you're not going to expect the same expectation from as another child. You're just not. But what you can do is expect it. In time, we're going to work on this, and you're going to see the progress. The progress may be small, but you will see it. And believe me, even if I take the little steps, for me, that's a success. I'm happy at the end of the day. Now, what an IEP does, it sets goals, and it monitors progress. Okay? That teacher is expected to reach a certain goal each year. And if if it doesn't reach that goal, okay, you're going to work on it again until we get it done, until we reach that goal. Okay, this is what we're talking about, IEP. If you have a child, okay, that has a specific goal for, let's just say, English, okay, they're having trouble making out the letters, okay, sounding out the letters. Okay, I'm just giving you a basic example, okay? You have to reach a specific goal, and if you don't reach that goal, it's not the end of the world. They will work on it, continue to work on it, okay? But the teacher makes every effort to reach that goal, every effort, because at the end of the day, it's the welfare of the child, okay? If the learning, or if it's a learning disability and it's a minor thing, that child can be mainstream. They can go to regular class. And they can be pulled out maybe 20 minutes a day to a speech therapist if they're having trouble speaking. They help them with the enunciation. They help them with the letters. They help them with the sounds. They help them with language. Okay? If a child has a problem with math, they can also get pulled out 20, 30 minutes a day based on the IEP, what it's written in the IEP. Okay? It could range for maybe 20 minutes 3 times a week. It could range from maybe 1 hour, one time a week. They pull them out of the class, and they sit with them, and they work with them. Like I said, the progress might be slow, it might be fast, depending on the child. But each child is an individual. Each child learns at their own pace. But never, ever, never be persistent. Don't just say, okay, well, we're not going to do it today, we'll do it tomorrow. Because once you do that, they're going to think that you can do it all the time. You have to be persistent. You have to be consistent. Okay? Consistency and schedule and routines are the most important thing for children with disabilities. Because with my children, they already know. They come into the classroom, they know what to do. Their backpacks goes in a special place. They go to the bathroom if they need to go to the bathroom. They sit in a circle. We start playing video games or whatever. We start playing songs. And then after that, we have breakfast. It's all routine. Once you get used to the routine, the rest comes easy.
So for Sunday school, how are they going to give that 5 minutes break?
That's a thing. I mean, if you have a child that has that, find out what they like. Okay, some children like nothing to draw. Some children like to draw. Yeah, you can find a nice quiet area. Okay, do you want some time to do a break? Yes. So you can just find a quiet area. Give something that lets you do. Okay, you have 2 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on the child, of course. You have 5 minutes. You can do this for 5 minutes, but you have to find what you like to do. Okay. You have 5 minutes to do this, then you come back and join us. If 5 minutes are when he doesn't come back and join you, you know what? It's time to come back and join us. And you need to be persistent. You can't, obviously you can't pick him up and push him. But what I'm trying to say is that you have to be consistent and follow through. So if you're going to say something, you need to be able to follow through with it. Okay? So I'll give you an example. If I tell this child, okay, in 2 minutes we're going to be doing some art. Okay? You can go sit down, and in 2 minutes you can come and join us to do the art. If he says no, I said, okay, then you can't join us, period. If he decides after 4 minutes to come and join us, no, you decide not to join us, you go back and sit down, and I'll let you know when you're ready to come and join us.
But they don't have kids in elementary?
I work in elementary school.
2 minutes?
No, not telling you this is 100% proof that it's going to work. It's just trial and error. It's trial and error all the time. It's continuously changing. It's continually trying to figure out what that child is going to need, trying to figure out, okay, he did this work that bit, but he's not interested in doing that anymore. Okay, so you have to find something else. Okay? But you have to have some things that are incentive for these children. Okay, even at home. You want to do your homework? Fine. If you do your homework, we're going to go to the park today. If you do your homework, I'll take you to get a hamburger today. It doesn't have to be something major. It could be something as minor as, okay, I'm going to let you watch TV for half an hour today, or I'm going to let you play video game for half an hour today. If you don't do your homework, no video game today. Okay? And that's another thing. Our children love video games. You have to keep it to a limit. Because once you start, they're not going to want to get out. So, you can, from the beginning, you need to set up rules. You're going to play video games? You can play video games for 5 minutes, but homework first. Okay? You want to go play video games? You need to go take a shower and brush your teeth before you go to bed, and I'll give you 5 minutes of video games. This is what I do. Okay? This is what I recommend for my students and for parents. Okay? And no, there's no one thing that fits all. All children are individuals. They all learn differently. They're all learning at their own pace. Okay? If it doesn't work with one child, it might work with another child. Okay? So there's nothing. I know some of the parents of a special needs child, they feel like they failed the child. That's not the case. You just have to learn how to deal with it. You as a parent have to learn how to deal with it. I know it's difficult, and I know that they face a harder life than the regular child, but they can do it. We have many children that have lived a long, individualized, happy life. They can live on their own. And this is our goal. As working with the special needs, our goal is to teach them independence. In other words, you don't take your child to the bathroom when you're training them and do everything for them. You can't do that. They're never going to learn. So what you need to do it slowly. Okay, pull your pants down, and if they can't, just take their hands and pull the pants down. The next time they'll be able to do it by themselves. Okay? It's time to go to the bathroom. Sit them on the toilet. You want to train them? Sit them on the toilet and go count to 1 or 20. Whatever. Open the water. Do certain things that you do with a normal child. And in time, they will get it. They'll learn. Children are trainable. You just have to be patient, consistent. Consistency is the most important thing. Routine. Children of special needs need routine every day. And you will find that once that child is out of that routine, they're going to be difficult to manage. Once they get that routine down, it's difficult to manage. The day that we sometimes I have to call in sick. I go the next day and they tell me, your class was going crazy today. Because the routine is not the same. It's a different teacher, different routine. But that's what I'm saying. Consistency and routine is the most important. Okay, let's go over this. There's no such thing as perfection, not even with a regular child. So don't ever think that your child is perfect. Nobody's child is perfect. And we shouldn't expect that of them. Because if you're expecting that from them, then it's not fair. Because you're setting these standards up too high. Okay? And be patient and advocate for your child. In school, anywhere you go. Because the number one thing is your child. If you don't fight for your child, if you don't fight for their education, if you don't fight for their rights, nobody's going to do it for them. Especially in the education system. Okay? The education system doesn't want to pay anything. If you don't fight for them, they're going to say, okay, well, he's going to school and he's doing it. That's it. They're not going to, unless you fight for that, for your rights, know your rights and fight for that child. Because you're the only one that can do it. Okay? For an ADHD child, I'm going to touch base on that a little bit. You have to give, like I said, the rule is 5 praises to 1 criticism. Because they expect criticism, and that's what they're doing. They do that because they know they're going to get criticized. So if you cut down the criticism, and when they do something right, you praise, you're going to find that the changes are going to be by leaps and bounds in time, but you have to give it time. Okay? Make all the directions simple and clear. If you give too many directions at one time, they're only gonna, well, because I work with young kids, they're only gonna see the first and second direction, and then they're gonna disregard first, because that's how much you can absorb. Okay, so make it very simple. Let's color this, and then we can post it. Or give them one sentence. Let's just color this first. Okay, make it simple so that way you can follow the step and feel that they've succeeded, that they have established successful solution. Okay, and make the routine very simple. If you're going to get up in the morning, brush your teeth, make that routine every day. If you're going to get up in the morning, take a shower, make that routine every day. Don't break the routine, because once you do, you're going to start all over again. Okay, like I said, repetition. With our special needs children, it has to be repetition. Okay, and that's about it. If you start off with an IEP from the school, or if you get a diagnosis from the doctor, you take that diagnosis and take it to the school district. I work for LAUSD. Our district is huge, and they have a very large budget. From some of the people that I've talked to, I know Simi has a lot smaller budget, so it's very hard to get services for special needs children here versus LAUSD. But you are the advocate. You fight for that. They have enough where they can take care of these things. And you're also entitled to get supplement money from the government, because they know it costs more for a special needs child for living expenses, so you're entitled to get that from the government as well. Okay? You find out what your rights are, and you go for it. Okay? Because every special needs child needs extra money to be able to function as a special needs child, depending on the severity. So you're entitled to get some money from the government. Even if I don't know about ADHD, I don't work too much with ADHD, but I know with special needs children in general, they can get supplement money from the government. I can tell you that for a fact. Look it out for ADHD. I don't want to give the wrong information. I don't want to give the wrong information, but I think it's considered a disability as well. Okay, I would think that it would be the same, because they will need services. They're going to need services for that child. Any child that needs services, the government should be able to supplement with income. It may not be a lot, but it's a start. Okay? I mean, the whole goal of a special needs child is independence. We want, when we're gone, that child is going to be able to live on their own, living independently. Our goal as a teacher, as an educator, is independence for that child. Because parents are not going to be around forever. Grandparents are not going to be around forever. You need to be able to know, or have the peace of mind that that child is going to be okay on his own. And with that, I'm going to close it up and ask if anybody has any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. Any questions? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, I have a special needs child that I just saw. I was thrilled to see him 2 weeks ago. He's in his last year of high school and applied for college and got accepted. I was a proud educator. Proud educator. I mean, these are the things that I look for. I have children have come from high school and have come to visit me. I work in elementary. And it's just amazing. And they do grow and they mature and they just need the right guidance, like any other child. Like, you know, they may need a little bit more, but like I said, don't treat them as anything any different than any other child, because then you're sending them off to fail. They're going to feel, they're not going to have the same security or self-esteem that other child. Any other questions? Yes.
Is it only one program for ADHD that IEP, or there is other?
There's Down syndrome, there's autism, there's...
No, I mean the whole provided by the district. It's just that IEP.
No. The IEP provides for all kinds of disability, physical, emotional, developmental. I'm sorry? Autism, Down syndrome, learning delay, physical impairment, hearing. I have a child that I got 2 years ago that was born to a drug-addicted mother. Okay? Vision impaired, hearing impaired, developmentally delayed. Physically, he can't, to this day, he can't walk without using braces. if I show you that child today from 2 years ago, you'd be amazed. The progress has been by leaps and bounds. I'm so proud of him, so proud of him. And next year he's moving on to kindergarten. We started with he was 3 years old when he started. Next year he moves on to, kindergarten. And he's doing amazing. The only physical impairment that he's got now is the braces. He's got glasses on now. He's developmentally, he's mature. He's not 100%. He will never be 100%, okay? But what I'm saying is we work with what we have and we improve upon it. We don't just let it go. We know what the weaknesses are. We do our best. And part of our best is with the parents working at home as well. He's got amazing parents. He was an adopted child. The mom didn't want to take him. Okay? So those two parents adopted him, and he's improved by leaps and bounds. It's not just about the teacher. It's about the parents as well. Because it takes more than one. It takes a village. For any child, not even just special needs, any child. It takes more than one person. You know that. You go home and you're working with your kids on homework, right? I did with my boys. Sit down. You're going to sit down and do something, and then we're going to work on homework. No, we want to go play. No, you homework first, and then you can go play. This is what I did with my boys. I'm sure you all do the same thing. But with the parents that care, you can see the difference between a parent that's willing to work with a child versus a parent that's not. Some parents put all the blame, anything that's going on with their child, on the teacher, and that's not fair, because it takes two. Okay? So if you feel that your child, the most important thing that I tell you is if you feel that your child has any type of disability, get that child diagnosed. Then you can start from there.
My question was, what other programs are offered by the district?
And there's no other program other than speech. There's OT, and if you need other programs, you can outside the school district. You can get privately. You can get private programs, okay? But you have to pay for it.
But everything has to go through IEP.
That's right.
How does it start with IEP?
Everything starts with an IEP because it's an individualized education plan.
The services for IEP varies.
It varies based on the child. Yeah. Based on the child, based on the disability, based on the mildness or the severity. Okay? So it's all individualized. That's the word for it. Yes?
I just have a question. It's for older kids. So if you meet all your IEP goals and you are improving, it's for social emotional disabilities, and you are moving to higher school or high school, and the school is seeing that all goals have been met and you should be off the program.
Okay.
But you have the option to choose to stay or leave. We don't see any incidences or problems happening at school, but we sometimes once in a while see problems in other places.
Like
Should
what?
we stay on IEP?
Okay,
to make sure
but tell
that
me.
there are no problems in high school?
But tell me, like what? Problems like what?
It's usually with conflicts, solving conflicts, when anger management sometimes,
Okay.
unexplained
That's social-
responses,
that's-
but it's happening at very, very minor occasions and not anywhere at school, because schools are organized and they have the setting that helps
Yeah.
with regulating emotions.
Yes.
Other places do not have the same setting and do not have the same mindset from everybody, so it can happen in other places. But the thing is, when his school gets full, he misses classes, or he misses part of the class.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if in high school this will be helpful or will be a disadvantage.
That's your choice. But I can tell you this: once the school district feel that they've reached their goals, we're going to discontinue. If they're giving you that option and you feel that he needs it, then I will take it, because it's not very often that they offer it once he meets the goals. So I will take it. But that's, like I said, that's an individual thing. You can also seek out help outside the school. You can seek out help. You can go see a therapist. You can go. There's so many help out there.
It's just I'm thinking it's just
option. I mean, our school district, once you meet those goals, they're not going to, unless you hire a lawyer, you hire an advocate, you hire all those stuff, and just fight for it. LEOSG will not, once they meet that goals, because it costs them money. Once you meet those goals, they're going to probably tell them you're finished with the program. And that usually happens in high school, just so you know. Okay, that usually occurs in high school. And so you're right. Yeah, they special needs can go from 6 years old up to 21, based on the need of that child. Okay? But there's services out there that you can see besides the school district. There's other services. Some of them might be private and they might cost money. Others are probably free. I would look into that if you want that. Okay? It depends on the needs of the child. If you're thinking about social and emotional, and that's important because he needs to be able to live along with others, he needs to be able to solve conflict. Okay? So this, if you feel that this is something important, then I would stick to it. I would go and stay with the school district. But that's, like I said, that's your choice. Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Emotional disability. What's emotional disability?
Okay. Some of the disability is, like I said, depending on the severity, some of them get anger. I've seen a child tore up my class, knocked out chairs, knocked out this child is strong. I mean, mind you, he was only 5 years old. Knocked down chairs, knocked down tables. Why? Because he had a toy and the other could hit him. The anger was so, the level was just so high. This is something that we worked on. Other emotional.
So it's more of a behavior issue.
Well, there's other emotional things. They're by themselves. They don't talk to you. They don't socialize. They don't socialize with anybody. They don't want to. Some of them are depressed. Some of them are angry. All this is social and emotional. All of that is considered emotional. I've seen a child that was so depressed and that was always crying. So you once, because I'm in this field, I see all this stuff. Okay, doesn't necessarily mean that he's like that now. Okay,
You can grow out of it.
Exactly. Okay, and children do mature, and they do grow out of things. So there's always hope. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Hope, hope, hope. Never give up on a child, please. That's the worst thing you can do for a child. The worst thing you can do, because once you give up on them, they're going to give up on themselves. Okay? Any other questions?
Learning disability. If I have a kid, let's say he's really good at math, but he's not that good at reading, so he doesn't have learning disability. He's just not there yet. So
Okay, you can be, look, my boys, all of them are excellent now. Only one is good at English. Okay? That doesn't mean he's got a learning disability. He just doesn't like English. They just don't like English. And they're better at math. You know? That doesn't mean that they have some type of, no, it's their hobbies. If you give a child something that they like, even a special needs child, they're going to sit there and do it. But you have to find what suits that child. And if you find something today, after maybe a week, they'll get bored with it. And then you have to reinvent it again, reinvent something else. Okay? This is what we constantly come up with. This is always, okay, let me think of something else that he could do. Let me think, you know what I mean? Because I know my students. Okay? But you're at home too. You have to keep reinventing. If this doesn't work today, then let's try something else tomorrow. Because I remember, if you're working with that child is going to be willing to sit there and work with you. And if a child is not willing to work for 5 minutes today, tomorrow extend it 1 more minute instead of 5 minutes. Any time you stretch it. Okay, and that's what I do. This is my job. I stretch it even in the classroom. When we're sitting in a circle, I have a child that would not, the one that I was telling you about that's drug addicted, he would not sit more than 1 minute. 1 minute. Now I can get him to sit down for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. For me, that's progress. Because now I can sit and work with him. But I couldn't do that. So, like I said, it's baby steps. They may seem baby steps to you, but to me, that's a big step. Because I was here and now I'm there. So there's always room to grow. Even with the severe disability, there's always room to grow. Any other questions? haven't heard anything about that. I don't know anything about it, and I'm not going to recommend.
Confidence has nothing to do, cannot happen.
Not in my opinion, no. No.
You say, I was saying, I should very quiet, make a space.
That I don't know anything about. I'm not going to say yes, I know, because I don't know. I really don't know.
Another question.
Yes.
The kids were like, they easily distracted.
Yes.
Is this something can be normal or can be,
That's normal for any child. Is this a young
how to
child?
get them to focus for a longer time?
Like I said, sit them down, 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to do this, okay? And if you do this, great, we'll do something good. And then the next day, or 5 days from now, you have 5 minutes. If you sit here for 5 minutes, we can do something that you want. Or we can go out and do this, or we can go. You have to give them, work with them. Don't be defiant, because they're going to be defiant, okay? You have to give them choices. Because sometimes they want to feel that they want to be in control. And that's okay. It's okay to be in control. Up to a limit. Okay? Yes, you can be in control. Okay, you can do this for 2 minutes. And then we're going to work on this for 5 minutes. Okay? Like I said, continually reinventing it until you see what works. Because that's what I do. I'm not a magician. I just try to work with what I have. Okay? Any other questions? Yes.
سبحان الله وانا طلبت من الطفل مثلا حاجه يعني هو مثلا حل واجب وهديلك الموبايل. طب ما انا كده بعوده برضه ان هو لو انت عملت كده انا هعمل كده.
Okay.
فانا حابه اعرف طب ما هو كده هيتعلم على الكلام. طب هو يعني لو بيعمل حاجه بعد كده يبقى هو بيعمل كده عشان كده.
But you can change it. You can change it. You don't have to make it the same thing all the time. Okay? You can say, okay, دلوقتي احنا عملنا كذا. Let's just do something else now. Okay? It doesn't have to be. It's working with that child. It's negotiating. Okay? You see what's best for that child and you negotiate with that child. That child is an individual. It's a human being. And you have to understand what that child is thinking. Try to put yourself in his shoes or her shoes. Okay? Okay, you want to do homework? Okay, go do homework and I can watch you. It doesn't have to be a baby baby. It doesn't have to be. You can change it to whatever you want, but just negotiate, okay, and make it fair. Okay? Don't set him up for failure. Make it something that's reasonable so that he doesn't get arrested. Okay?
Yeah, I just want a question.
Yes.
How about the rest of the kids? Like I teach through the videos. Like if I let one of them play or have 2 minutes, the rest will say, oh, why is one can we play?
Because he needs it. They have to understand okay, I have the same problem in my class. No, he needs it, you don't. You have to be strict, okay? No, I understand he needs it, but you guys can do this. You're in charge. You have to set the rules. But like I said, set the rules where they're reasonable. Okay, you feel that this child needs it? Yes, he needs it. But do the other kids need it? Do the other kids need it? Probably not, right? You know, now we have to do this. We have to do this. I don't know. But just, I mean, if you have a child that's going to be distracted, it's not going to learn, so what's the use of him sitting there? What's the point?
Distracts the others.
Exactly. What's the point? So then what's the point? I mean, you can have him sitting there doing something that they like, while you do some focusing on other kids. Okay? Once you can put a timer, I have a timer on my phone. I have a timer that has a duck on it, and it clicks. It mesmerizes them. I can show it to you. You have 50 seconds. Sit down there for 50 seconds, and once that timer beeps, you can come back and join us. This is what I do in my class. Okay? You want 5 minutes? Go to the library, sit in the corner for 5 minutes, look at books. When my timer goes off, you come back and join us. And 50% of the time it works. Okay? There's other kids that are going to be defiant, but it works. Once you can get into the routine, they'll get used to it. And when you see the other kids doing it, they do it too. Kids mimic each other. If one child gets out of hand and they start destroying the classroom, the other kids are going to try to do the same thing. So you have to put a limit on. Okay, everybody else go outside. And I have an aide that goes outside with them while I handle this problem. Because I want other kids to see. And not only that, it might be dangerous to the other kids. If they're tearing down the class, something could get thrown here, could thrown there, and can hit one of the kids. So we have to always consider safety. So we take the rest of the kids out of the class while I work with this kid. Until they calm down, until the temper tantrum has calmed down, and you can sit and reason with them. If they're not willing to do that, we can sit here, you can sit in the library until you calm down and then how many times. And I've done that before. Any other questions? Anything else? Okay.
It's okay. Hi everyone. Hi. My name is Rebecca, and I've been Sharon. No, my Arabic is broken, and Asfa. I'm sorry. But I want to talk a little bit about hair care and what to do to make sure it's a little bit healthier. And you all have beautiful hair, and I'm sure you take perfect care of your hair. But I'm just going to talk a little bit more about what I do, what I've learned, and things that hopefully can benefit you. So the first thing is the most important that I have learned, to start in the shower. The shower is where your hair care begins, because a lot of people think hair care is outside of the shower. What products do I use? All of this stuff, but it really begins inside the shower. So you have to look first at what products you're using. A lot of shampoos and conditioners have silicone and sulfates, and those ingredients are bad for your hair. They feel good when you're in the shower because it's soft and it has the water in it and it feels good, but then when you get out of the shower and over time there's a lot of buildup on your hair that kind of weighs it down or ends up being more damaging to your hair than healthy. So there's this app, if you guys have iPhones, and I think it's on Androids. It's called Think Dirty Shop Clean. It's a silly name. But if you download it, what you could do is scan all, Think Dirty and then dash, and then Shop Clean. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah, take your time. I'll show you. I have it. It's like the first or second one on the app store. And I don't know if you can see my phone, but it looks like this. It's kind of...
It's a black one?
Yes, yeah, it's black and it says Think Dirty on it. Think Dirty, Shop Clean. Yes, one long name.
Oh, was that space?
Yeah, there's a dash. Yeah. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. No, there are no in-app purchases. It's free. I only use things that are free. I'm just kidding. Exactly. So what you could do, what this app does, at the very bottom, there's a green barcode. And if you click that barcode, and it says, can we have access to your camera? You say okay. And then it's like a scanner. So you grab whatever shampoo, conditioner, any beauty products that you have, you scan the barcode, and it will read the ingredient list out to you, and it will show you on a color wheel. So if it's mostly green, that means the ingredients are good, and you're fine. Perfect. But if there's any yellow or red, then those ingredients are a little bit more harmful and you probably shouldn't use it. If there's like one or two red, it's fine because sometimes there are like fragrances inside to like, you know, make it smell nice, and that's okay. But if it's like majority red or majority yellow, try not to use it. You want something that is majority green because that's better for your hair. So, like look it up. If you don't trust the app, you can look it up on Google too, and it'll tell you. But it's good, and I use it for a lot of my products. The only problem is that it doesn't have every product. So sometimes you scan it and it says, sorry, we don't have this, we can't read it for you. Yeah, but it has the majority of it, like a majority of products on it. So it's good. Yes, I can tell you what I use too. Okay, perfect. So I'm ready for that. I can project my phone if you want me to, because I think that would be easier. You feel it? Yeah. Oh. Sometimes they lie on the things, but also sometimes there are certain products that are just not for your hair. And what I have used, there's this one, what's it called? Sorry. Okay.
So after we are scanning the food and we're getting to know that this product is fine to use, or not?
Then you can use it, yes.
Okay.
So there are a couple brands that I like because, we're Masriyin. We have curly hair, wavy hair, frizzy hair, yes. Sometimes it's a lot, we know. I have tried a lot of different products, and there are some things that just don't work for our hair, even if it says it does. But there is one brand specifically that I found online, and it's organic, and this is what it's called. It's organic without the C, so ORGANI, and then Hair Grow. So that's what it's called. Hair Grow, yeah. It's on Instagram. If you Google it, it's on Google. This is not sponsored. Until I said it. No, but it's not. I don't think it's on Costco. I think it's only online because Organi Hair Grow. So I like this because it's specifically made for like curly and dry hair, and so it helps a lot. And it's shampoo, conditioner. They have oil. They have creams. They have everything. Yeah, they have a lot, and it's really good. I've been using it for years, and Organi Hair Grow. So organic without the C, and then Hair Grow.
And what it does for you?
Okay, so I have been trying to grow out my hair and fix my hair. Yes, exactly. And like the curly hair, like sometimes the curls look good, sometimes they look bad. This, I've been using it consistently for years, and it is the best. Like it's made my hair healthier. It's helped with my frizz. My hair is still a little bit frizzy because we're. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yes, we got it. That's the one. I know it's a little bit expensive, but you get what you pay for. I promise it's good. It's worth it, and it lasts a long time.
اهدوا شباب اهدوا اسمعوا وركزوا
Okay, so it's categorized by low porosity. It's categorized by low porosity and high porosity, and I'm sorry it's expensive. I'm sorry, but if you get the smaller bottle, like 8 ounces, just to try it out, it's like $20. If you don't like it, you can come tell me on Sunday, and I will say, and I will pay you. I'll say, I'm sorry. But okay, so low porosity or high porosity, and what that means is how open your hair follicle is. So if you have low porosity, your hair follicle is open a little bit more and it needs more moisture. It's probably drier. If you have high porosity, your hair follicle is closer together, and so it's harder for the moisture to get in. So what you could do to test this out, but it really, like, honestly, I have used both the low and the high porosity because, like, Mama and Vera have high porosity and I have low porosity, and so it's different. But I have used both. It really, you could use either one and it will still work. But in the shower, when you are using this is the most important step. Oh, sorry. This is the most important step. So I shampoo my hair twice and then I condition, and sometimes I will deep condition. You don't have to deep condition. You can just stick to condition. I have very dry hair, so deep conditioner is like very helpful to me.
What's the difference between
Well, okay, so deep condition. So it's okay. So the difference between deep conditioner and regular conditioner is if you want to wash it out or not. You can use a regular conditioner as a deep conditioner. So
اسمعوا يا شباب، اسمعوا لو سمحتوا، اسمعوا، احنا بنفهم حاجة، واضح احنا مش فاهمين حاجة، اسكتوا بقى.
So after you shampoo, this is the most important step. So you put your conditioner on, and it's not enough to just put conditioner on your hair. You have to take just a little bit of water, because water is what activates the conditioner, and sometimes when you put the dry conditioner on your wet hair, it's still not enough. So put a little bit of water in your hand and like put it on your hair, and then instead of putting it up right away and finishing everything else, stand there for a minute and squish the conditioner into your hair. Squish it for 5 minutes, everywhere. So for 5-10 minutes, you have half an hour, yes.
our hair already is wet. When I put the conditioner in hair, it's still...
Well, this is what I do. So I finish shampooing my hair and I wring out the water, and then I put the conditioner on, and then I put a small amount of water on my hair to activate the conditioner. Because I've just realized it just works better. So some people say not to condition your roots. I like to condition my roots because my hair is very dry and I think it's helpful to me. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Like it's really up to you and what your hair needs. But I like to condition my roots.
So we did the shampoo. I think conditioner depends on the hair.
Yes. No. Yes, it does.
Like very curly, needs a lot, and the roots too. If
yes.
Not, if you put it there, even if you wash it a lot, it's going to be greasy out.
Yes, no, yeah, that's why I'm saying it really depends on your hair. You have to kind of learn, trial and error, what your hair likes, what your hair doesn't like. But for the most part, if you have dry and curly hair, this is gonna help you. And it's been like, I have a lot of people have asked me about my hair, because when I was like 5 years ago, my hair did not look like this, and it was damaged, and I was straightening it a lot, so it's a lot of time and a lot of patience, and you won't see results right away, but if you're consistent, every week you're doing what you need to in the shower, then you'll start to see your results.
I don't have any curls at all. Yeah. Is that
Are you sure? Because some people think that they don't, and it's really, they're just not taking care of it right.
It's wet, if I do the same thing, it looks curly, but after it gets dry.
Yes, that you do have curly hair.
I used to have curly hair.
Straightening hair. And now it's gone. It's still, if you are
اسمعوا يا جماعة، اسمعوا يا جماعة، اسمعوا. How to make it, how to make my hair curly like yours.
Okay.
اسمعوا بقى.
I'll give you the short
اسمعوا يا شباب.
I'll give you the shorter version. Okay? So I'm in the shower. This is what I do before I get in the shower. I put oil in my roots. I have a mix. Amla oil, vitamin E oil is really good if you want your hair to get longer and thicker. Vitamin E, castor oil, and jojoba's good. Jojoba's good. Olive oil is also good. Which one? I don't like coconut oil because yes, I said amla. استني.
اسمعوا يا جماعة. اسمعوا يا جماعة.
The problem I have found with coconut oil is that when you put it directly
الاجتماع لو ما التزمناش الاحترام.
They are excited. But
it's okay. It's okay. The problem with coconut oil I have found is that when you put it on your hair, when it's cold, it hardens. So, like in the winter, if you put coconut oil on your hair, it will harden on your hair, and it's not really good. It will just weigh your hair down. So you want to use light oils. Olive oil is good. Vitamin E, amla, vitamin E and castor oil, if you want your hair to grow, these are the two best oils that you use. But you can't, it's not enough to just put it on. Same thing as a conditioner. Put it on your roots and massage it. Flip your hair upside down, massage it. If you have a diffuser, put a cap on your hair and get the hair dryer and put it on for like a couple minutes, because the heat is infused in your scalp and that will make it grow.
So my hair for how many minutes before the shower?
So I like to do at least 1 hour, but you can do it for as long as you want. You can do longer. If I have time and if I know I'm not going anywhere that day, I will stay with it overnight. So overnight is better, of course, because the longer that it's in your hair, the more you get the benefits. So that's really good. And then the next morning, I'll wake up and I'll do my routine. I'll shampoo, I'll condition the way that I condition. So when the conditioner is in your hair, I jumped a little bit. So we shampooed, we conditioned, we did the squishing and taking your time with it. Put it up, let it sit for as long as you do everything else. If you like to shower with hot water, what's nice about it is that the steam from the shower will also help your hair while it's sitting up and while you're doing everything else. Okay, so I don't like putting a lot of product in my hair. So what I'll do instead is I will leave the conditioner in my hair for the most part. So what I do when I wash, I flip my hair upside down, I take the shower head, and I put it just 1-2 streaks, and I squish all the conditioner out of my hair. So it's not washed out 100%. It's still in my hair. And the curly hair conditioner that I use helps my hair curl when I come out of the shower. So that is all I'll do. I won't never ever wash your hair out of the conditioner 100%. But don't leave too much in, because it's not bad for your hair. Like, a lot of conditioners are made to stay in your hair. If you wash it out, you're not getting all the benefits of the conditioner. And it says on the bottle that you can leave it in outside of the shower. So you just have to make sure you're using the right conditioner. Because if you're using a conditioner that is not a leave-in out of the shower, then it's going to damage your hair a little bit. And then when I come out of the shower, I like to use argan oil, because argan oil is light and it's not really oily. And so it helps keep my hair moisturized without holding it down. So I put it in my scalp, and I put a couple drops on my hand, put it on my hand, and then all over, while my hair is still wet. You cannot put oil in your hair when it's dry, because the only thing that you're doing is locking in the dryness. If you want moisture, water is what's moisturizing. So put oil on your hair when it's wet, and that is what will help it lock in the moisture of the water. Yes. The frizz. The frizz is the hardest part because it's sun, wind, weather is kind of naturally going to give you frizz. So what the oil does is it helps with the frizz because it's locking in how your hair is when it's wet. Do you guys have diffusers or know what a diffuser is?
The blow dryer?
The extension on the blow dryer. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So diffusing it helps with two things. The frizz and keeping your hair curly. Because what it does is it's like a flash dry. So when you air dry your hair, the air is what creates the frizz. When you're out in the wind, you don't even have to be doing anything. But the air dry normally will just give you some frizz. Yes?
Sometimes I do it. It comes, even if I don't have that much curl, it's just like wavy. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I sleep, I wake up in the morning, it's like that.
Do you have, okay, I have a solution for you. Do you have a satin pillowcase? A satin pillowcase? It's silk. It's like silk, but it's the cheaper version of silk.
But I have to do it every day, the same, like, everything?
No.
Or I can't just...
No, it should, okay. It should last a couple days if you're doing it right. You have to have a satin pillowcase because cotton and any other types of fabrics that's not satin or silk will kind of mess up your hair more when you sleep because there's more friction. Satin is smooth, so there's less friction on your hair, and it's better for your hair. Not really. I mean, a little bit maybe, but wait, the satin or the... I haven't really... When I put a silk bonnet on my hair, that is what will make it sweaty, but the pillowcase is usually just fine.
Okay, after you putting the oil?
Yes.
So what's your...
I diffuse. So I have the diffuser, and...
You are not putting any oil, any leave-in or any curl cream?
No. I don't like okay. What's nice about the curl cream is it will enhance your curls and it will make it like extra nice and defined. I don't like it because sometimes they're really heavy, and I don't like it when my hair is heavy because I like it when my hair is big. I like a lot of volume. So that's why I leave the conditioner in my hair in the shower, because that way I get the curl effects and the curl cream benefits without having to put anything extra on my hair. Because the more I put on my hair, the more weighed down it is, and it's like it feels uncomfortable, and I don't like it.
So you are just putting the oil, and then you do the...
And then I diffuse. Yeah, I diffuse for like an hour. It's a long time of just everywhere. Ooh. Yes. Which one? Oh, it's 10. I haven't used it, but if you use the app that I mentioned earlier, it should tell you if it's good. Yeah. What else? Oh, yeah. So, satin pillowcases. If you guys, the S-sticks that you use on your hair can be damaging too. So, if you have scrunchies, like the silk or velvet scrunchies, those are nice. Try not to tie your hair back too tightly because your hair needs to breathe. Yeah, when it's no, you have to let it breathe. You have to take it out, massage your scalp too, because that's good. You don't listen to me. You don't listen to me. I try to help you. You don't listen to me. No, so when my hair was like a couple years ago, when I was still kind of starting to take care of my hair, my curly hair would only last 1 or 2 days, sometimes 3, and it was harder to do. No, I wash my hair once a week, just once. What I do every day is I have a spray bottle, a regular water spray bottle, and I spray it on my edges and my roots, and it dries in like 10 minutes because I don't put a lot of water on my hair.
On the water you are putting leave-in or oil or only water?
It depends on the day. So if I wake up and I feel like my hair is extra dry, then I'll put water and I'll put more oil. If I wake up and it feels like the oil I put in it yesterday is fine, then I'll just put water and that's it. I never brush my hair. Yeah, never comb it, brush it. And the only time I do that is right before the shower. No, well, I comb it out with my fingers in the shower, and it's like the conditioner will help it, like it's fine. But right before, I'll brush my hair, I'll wet it, I'll put the oil, and then I'll go in the shower and I'll do what I need to do. No. The oil is supposed to help the dry hair. It's supposed to make it so that your hair isn't dry. What oil are you using? Yes, that's why you need to condition your hair with a moisturizing conditioner. One that will give you more moisture, because that is what will kind of help retain it'll stay, the moisture will stay in your hair, and then the dryness kind of won't be a problem. Yes. People say there's like a category of there's a category of curly hair, and it's like 2 ABC, 3 ABC, and 4 ABC. That does not matter for taking care of your hair. It's just what kind of curl your hair has. It really doesn't matter for hair care. Yeah. Does anyone have any other questions?
Pay attention to when I hear parents complaining about what they teach kids in school nowadays, it's really bad. A kid with 2 mommies and a kid with 2 daddies. If we don't pay attention to the election and we do our fair share, it's going to get worse. It's getting worse by the day. I'm not here of a bearer of bad news, but it is bad. We all need to register to vote. Maybe it's too late for some, but if it's not and you register to vote, whatever party you belong to, please read the individuals that you're going to vote for. And I assure you, Republicans are just as bad as Democrats. They all want to go to D.C. and have that big salary. They want to have those nice townhomes. I've seen them for myself. They want to have the clout, the prestige of the position. They have a nice life. And we in America have a very nice life so far, but it's been taken away from us a little at the time. One beautiful day we're gonna wake up and we don't have any of that. America's being transformed to a communist country, socialist, whatever you call it. So please pay attention. We live in a very nice area in Ventura County. I live in Moore Park, and it's very nice and quiet, very family oriented. And Thousand Oaks and Simi Valley, they're all nice so far. Camarillo is gorgeous. But we see a wave of I've been here for 30-some years, and I don't know where all these people coming from. Demographically, it's changing. Who are these people? These people are coming to live in hard work of you, myself, and you, and you, and you. And that's not fair to us. So please, pay attention. And I'm not scaring anyone, because we have children and we have grandchildren. I fear for my grandkids. Read what's all about. Take a little time, just a little time, and read. If am I going to vote for this person, is he going to do what I really want him to do? Probably not. Just be realistic. In the long run, he's probably not going to do it. But at least I chose the worst of both. I'm not saying Democrat or Republican. I'm just saying, if this person is not going to do what he's supposed to be doing, at least when he gets to the House or the Senate or whatever he's supposed to be, maybe something better comes out of him or her. Thousand Oaks, you have a very, there is a lady there, she's totally communist. In Moore Park now, they're fighting, the lady that's been in Moore Park, and she's doing real good there, with a very liberal Democrat. You choose what you want. Read what his agenda is, and read what her agenda is, and you please make the choice. You don't have to, even if you're Republican or even if you're Democrat, you choose according to what you see. Of course, you don't believe it, but you have, you read what their agenda is. Seriously, guys, don't throw this in the trash. Don't send it in the mail, because we know what they do with it. We know bad enough when they got rid of the orange man, Trump, what they did. So they can do this too, anywhere, at any time. But as a duty, and we took that when we swore the citizenship, that we'll do our duty. So please, do your duty. I have more things to say. I wasn't prepared, but just do something about it. Don't complain about your kids. Don't complain about the schools. Don't complain about the food. Pretty soon, some very rich guy is buying the farmland in the whole world, not just in America. Bill Gates is taking care of the farmland here. In Europe, it's already been bought. Sri Lanka, they're starving because they bought all the resources, all the animal resources, cows, whatever. So just wake up, and if you want to go further into this, read how this country really started. It's not all the forefathers, and it's not all good people. There's the Masons and the Freemasons, and just go vote. And you cannot guarantee if these people are going to do the right thing, but at least you've done your duty. Thank you.
Thank you.